Hey, space food sticks!
Some of the best snacks from the 1960s weren't just forgotten, they were discontinued. But if you were a kid back then, you remember them all. The flavors, the textures, the joy of unwrapping something special. This isn't just about candy, it's about childhood. Let's reopen the cupboard and bring back 15 snacks we still miss to this day. Number 15, Fizzies. If you ever dropped a Fizzies tablet into water and watched it bubble like magic, you remember the thrill. This wasn't just a drink. It was a science fair in a glass. Grape, root beer, cherry. Every fizz brought excitement. Banned in the 70s due to its artificial sweeteners, Fizzies vanished from shelves, but not from memory. For a generation of kids, Fizzies were more than soda. They were a moment of childhood wonder you could make yourself.
All we want is a chance to get in your house.
Number 14, Bugles. Back then, snacks weren't just for eating, they were for playing, and nothing topped Bugles for finger fun. You'd slip one on each fingertip, become a snack monster, then crunch them off one by one. Released in 1966, they were the last survivors of a trio that included whistles and daisies. But Bugles had something special, a shape you could wear and a taste you couldn't forget. These little corn trumpets turned any kid into royalty or a clown, depends who was watching. And coming up next is a snack that came straight from outer space. Number 13, Kaboom Cereal. Kaboom wasn't just breakfast, it was a neon circus in a bowl. Launched in 1969, this General Mills cereal exploded with clown faces, rainbow colors, and marshmallow stars. Parents bought it for the vitamins, but kids were hooked on the sugary crunch and chaotic color palette. Each spoonful felt like a Saturday morning cartoon, loud, wild, and impossible to forget. Quietly discontinued in the 2000s, Kaboom faded without warning. Some say it vanished for health reasons. But fans still ask, why take the fun out of breakfast? Number 12, Teaberry Gum. Before Tic Tac dances, we had the Teaberry Shuffle. Clark's Teaberry Gum was more than minty refreshment. It was a cultural moment. Its cool, slightly spicy flavor started sweet and left a smooth tingle on your tongue. But the real hook was that goofy dance in the TV commercials, where people suddenly burst into leg-flailing joy. One stick, and suddenly the whole room felt lighter. Teaberry quietly disappeared in the 80s, but for many, that burst of flavor still lives on in memory. Did you ever try the shuffle?
Hey, space food sticks!
Number 11, Space Food Sticks. In the 1960s, nothing was cooler than space, and Pillsbury knew it. Their space food sticks, designed with NASA, made kids feel like astronauts at snack time. Each chewy rod came in flavors like chocolate and peanut butter, perfect for squeezing through a helmet or your lunchbox. It wasn't just a snack, it was science fiction in a wrapper. For a generation raised on moon landings and Tang, space food sticks tasted like the future. And then one day, they vanished, leaving only lift-off memories behind. Number 10, Corn Diggers. If you ever needed proof that simple could be brilliant, Corn Diggers was it. These scoop-shaped corn chips from Nabisco were engineered for dip perfection. Thick, crunchy, and practically unbreakable, they were like edible shovels built for onion dip. Kids used them at parties, parents kept them for game nights, and everyone had their favorite dip-to-digger ratio. But sometime in the 1970s, they quietly disappeared from shelves. No modern chip has truly matched their strength or flavor. And for those who remember, nothing ever scooped like a digger. Number 9, Shapies and Chippers. This was Nabisco's forgotten power duo, Shapies and Chippers. Shapies came in clovers, stars, and diamonds with a rich, cheesy crunch kids loved after school. Chippers were crispier, a potato and cheese hybrid that felt like a chip but snapped like a cracker. You'd find them at birthday parties or stashed in mom's high cupboard, off limits unless you behaved. Then they vanished without a word, no warning, no explanation. And to this day, no snack has quite filled that strange little gap they left behind. Number 8. Razzles. First it's a candy, then it's a gum. If that line rings a bell, you were definitely a kid in the 1960s. Razzles were pure playground magic. You'd pop a tangy little disc in your mouth, raspberry was the original, and wait for it to morph into gum. That transformation felt like a trick your friends wouldn't believe until they tried it themselves. Razzles weren't just fun, they were a conversation starter, a trade item, a curiosity, and no matter how many imitators came after, none had the same surprise-in-your-mouth charm. Number 7. Starburst, Opal fruits. Before they were Starburst, they were Opal fruits, imported straight from the UK with flavors like strawberry, lemon, orange, and lime. In 1967, they landed in America and got a space-age makeover to match the times. The chewy texture, the bright colors, that juicy burst when you bit in. Opal fruits felt futuristic and fun. And though Starburst lives on today, old-school fans say the originals tasted better. Maybe it was the name or maybe the flavor. But Opal fruits had a charm that just can't be rewrapped. Number 6. Pop-Tarts, 1960s form. Today's Pop-Tarts are frosted, rainbow-colored, and loaded with filling, but the original 1964 version was something else entirely. No frosting, just a flat pastry with jam inside. Strawberry, blueberry, brown sugar cinnamon, and the now-lost apple currant. You'd slide one into the toaster, and that warm, flaky crust with bubbling fruit was enough. No sugar overload, no sprinkles, just honest flavor. In 1967, Kellogg's cracked the frosting formula, and everything changed. But some of us still miss that first bite, plain simple and perfect, just the way it was. Number 5. Tic Tac. They weren't just mints, they were a status symbol. When Tic Tacs first hit American shelves in 1969, they came in sleek little boxes that clicked in your pocket with every step. One flip of the lid, and you'd tap out a single mint like you were holding high-tech candy. The original flavor? Refreshing mint. Clean, crisp, and surprisingly powerful for something so tiny. Kids treated them like candy, adults kept them close for fresh breath. That iconic sound, that clear box, you didn't just eat Tic Tacs, you made a little show of it. Number 4. Reggie Bar. In the late 70s, candy met baseball glory. The Reggie Bar was a chunky, round treat packed with caramel, peanuts, and chocolate, all in honor of Yankees legend Reggie Jackson. It wasn't just a snack, it was a celebration. At the 1978 home opener, fans were handed these bars, and when Reggie hit a home run, they threw them onto the field in wild tribute. For a moment, candy and sports collided in pure joy. It didn't last long on shelves, but for those who remember, it still hits it out of the park. Number 3. Cracker Jack. It wasn't just the caramel popcorn and peanuts, it was the prize. Every box of Cracker Jack held a tiny surprise tucked inside, and that's what made it magic. Maybe a whistle, a decoder ring, or a little toy you'd lose in the couch cushions by dinner time. But for a kid in the 1960s, digging through that box was half the fun. You'd shake it, peek in, get sticky fingers, just to find that one hidden treasure. No other snack made you feel like a winner before you even took a bite. Number 2. Eggo Waffles. Before Eggo, waffles meant mixing batter and firing up a hot iron. But when frozen Eggos hit store shelves in the 1960s, everything changed. Suddenly, breakfast could be ready in minutes. Just pop one in the toaster and go. Crispy on the outside, soft in the middle, with that unmistakable golden flavor. For busy families, it was a morning miracle. And for kids, the real magic was in the simplicity. No mess, no wait, just that warm, familiar taste. One bite, and you're back at the kitchen table, still wearing your pajamas. Number 1. Cap'n Crunch. Sailing into the #1 spot is Cap'n Crunch, the crunchy golden treasure of 1960s breakfast tables. Launched in 1963 by Quaker, this cereal wasn't just sweet, it was engineered to stay crispy in milk. That mattered. You could pour a bowl, wander off, and still come back to Crunch. Its buttery brown sugar flavor was like nothing else. And the captain himself? With his navy coat and bushy eyebrows, he felt like a friend at breakfast. No other cereal captured the spirit of childhood quite like this one. From crunchy cones to space-age sweets, these 15 forgotten snacks weren't just treats, they were moments from your childhood. Maybe you traded them at lunch or snuck them before dinner. Which one brought back the strongest memory? Tell us in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, subscribe for more slices of sweet American nostalgia.